you are turning into something else. Like a seed that has only known being a seed and has maybe even never thought of being anything else. We are reaching a time when, just like the seed, if the conditions are right, it blossoms and grows into something else. The conditions are beginning to be right for humanity to do that as well now. So take a moment, perhaps to feel yourself as a seed initially. Feel how you are contained by the physical body, but that within that containment and around that containment, you are actually pure energy and pure potential. And so we're being asked and guided to begin to notice that energy of potential that we really are. Start to notice yourself as this energy. You might start by noticing the body and noticing that there's some areas that feel warm, or maybe tingly or buzzy, or some signals that show you how you are this energy form that extends beyond your body as well as throughout. And you can breathe into the feeling of this if you want to. Breathe into the feeling of this energy. A bit like when we breathe onto a flame, it gets bigger. If we breathe into this energy, we can allow it to expand and grow. It's also helpful to remember to check on our alignment. So you can imagine perhaps your golden energy cord extending up above and down into the earth as well, to help you feel more rooted and stronger, more in alignment. This is important too if we want to grow with ease and balance. And then you can start to imagine that the edges of what you've perceived you are, like the casing of a seed, that you can allow them to begin to soften now. We've been through an era where it has been very easy to keep our outer shell quite rigid or hard. We've tried to stop energies coming into us. We've also limited energy coming out of us. We've restricted the natural flow of things in order to experience individuality to a greater extent. But now the time is coming when, at our own pace, in our own way, when it feels right for you, you can start to notice this shell of yours, the seed casing. And you can start to intend, when you feel ready, for it to soften, for it to begin to soften and relax a little more than perhaps you've done in the past. You may start to notice in the coming days, weeks and months, if you practice this, that it will begin to feel safer for you to do this. That the levels of fear in us are starting to ease and lessen. And we can open up with more trust, more faith to all that is around us. To let all that good stuff into us. And it is in doing this that we may even feel, but it will be happening anyway, that we will and are be literally turning into something else. Like that little seed, you would never guess looking at it what it would grow into if you didn't know. That can be like us. And there may be a sense of not knowing what we are growing or turning into, which might feel a bit disorientating at times. But if or when it does, we bring ourselves back to focusing, imagining, bringing our awareness to our golden cord of central energy, extend it upwards to where feels comfortable, and kind of imagine anchoring it there and send it into the earth and anchor it wherever feels good there as well. And then just allow your energy to center itself around that. And you can do this in meditation, of course, but you can start to bring it into your day-to-day actions as well. So as you physically move around, or as you do things, even if they're seated, you can regularly check in that you are aligned and imbalanced and held by the cosmos above and the earth below. It's like a very young plant might grow better if it has a bigger, more stable plant nearby for it to grow against or around. This works in the same way. So just allowing these ideas to come into your consciousness, come into your energy now. And you can notice any resistances or any fears. And they're okay. Just begin to notice them as energy as well. Notice where they are located. Breathe into them as well. And just recognize them as energy that at the moment is being held in one particular way, in a particular space or place, with a particular sensation to it. But that as we accept that and breathe into it and give this too permission to soften its edges and relax a little more, it can, as and when it's ready, let go of its old form and relax and merge into what it's going to become instead. This new growth, this new way of being that's beginning to be available for humanity. And those that are most aware and most keen for it will be beginning to experience it now. And so there is nothing to fear. Just like the seed growing into the plant, it has no need to fear the process or be worried about what it turns into. It simply just allows the external factors around it, the sun, the rain, the soil, to feed it, knowing that when it is fed by the perfect energies and conditions, it will naturally become all that it's meant to. And it's the same for us too, as we begin to learn more about feeding ourselves with the perfect conditions, that alignment, the allowing in of energies that are helpful and supportive and energizing for us. As we do all these things, we can simply allow the growth to take place in its own way, its own timings, and we can enjoy simply observing the growth in us, the expansion in us, the relieving of old paradigms in us. And we can start to open up our eyes in a new way to see what is new coming in now. And we can breathe into the idea of that as well, breathing into the idea of newness. Almost like we can allow our eyes to open a little wider than they have done up till now, so that they can begin to see in a new way, new possibilities, new ways of being. Be open to new ideas, and ultimately be open to growing in ways we may never have thought of before. And then you can begin to go about your day from this place, from this space, and see how that is for you. Feel free to put in the comments. See what changes you might experience, how differently you might feel, what changes you might notice. And ultimately, enjoy this. Welcoming in who you are becoming without even needing to know who that is.